What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. We all know about the talent of Elon Musk. You know, as an engineer, as a businessman, and an innovator. You know, he really knows how to hype up his products. And I mean, for you Bitcoin people up there, you know how he crashed Bitcoin for a little bit. But I mean, he's an amazing talent. And he was recently voted Person of the Year. Not only does he have Tesla, he has SpaceX. And he was asked about if he was dating anybody. And again, he has a really weird relationship with this singer called the name of Grimes. She's from Canada. She's 17 years younger than him. But he responded that he is semi-separated. Now, again, they've lived in the same house and different bedrooms and stuff like that. They have a child together. But he's living in a SpaceX facility in Boca Chica, Texas, which he has described as a technology monastery. Okay? Now, I want to talk about that because many of you guys emailed me this and you know, and he's kind of said that there's some women there, but he's kind of like alone, you know, and he's kind of like living a life of like a monk, right? And people don't understand why he's doing it. And I'll tell you why. Because in order to be great as a business owner, in order to be great as a guy like him, you know, he understands that there's only a certain level of contribution that she can make to his life, if any. And that's just the reality of it all. I think that maybe if he's dealing with her, you know, he's going to be, you know, he probably likes spending time with her. It's nice. But she has nothing really that he can offer Elon at all. In other words, I probably feel like she's probably a little bit problematic. And he's in the industry where the government is really betting on Tesla. Okay. Everybody's bought in. He has to be able to produce these things. And it's a lot on the line. And he has to get away from distractions. The number one distraction would be her. And the reason is because he's semi-separated. It has to be something. And this is something that a lot of ladies don't understand. You know, a lot of women want to marry or be dealing with a man that's very successful, that's very innovative, that's doing something like him, until they realize what kind of woman that you need to be, how understanding that you need to be, how much pressure it's on a man like that. I can just imagine how many hours of work he must be doing every day without any distractions, day in and day out, working every day of the month, day in and day out, to do what he has to do. And a lot of women, you know, and it's in their nature, a lot of women want the attention to be on them. Like I was talking to a lady before, she mentioned as to why we didn't work out. Now she's now, you know, with a baby daddy who's broke, and they have a kid together, about 2 years old, 2 or 3, I don't know. But she was telling me that, you know, I didn't have enough time for her, you know, and she needed a man that would be more available to her because she needs a lot of attention. And I didn't want to be rude, but the thing that I could think about was, well, what does he get for giving you all this attention when you're not really that successful? What is he going to get from that? If he invests a lot of time into you, what does that do for him? In the reality, what it does for the guy, outside of maybe, you know, feeling like you have a partner, maybe feeling like you have somewhat of a connection, it doesn't do anything for you. Nothing that is really tangible. Now, for guys that it has done something tangible for, please let me know. Well, I mean, in the majority, I don't think you get much out of it, because think about all the guys who invest a lot of time into ladies over the years. Let's say, for example, you find out that she's cheating on you, You find out that, it didn't work out anyway. And then all of that time could have been invested into yourself and into your projects, which would have sustained you. And she could have went on with somebody else and that would have been fine. But you got caught up in the emotion game and then you invested that time into her. And now where are you at? You're behind. You're behind. And ultimately, to get to the next levels in life, there are going to be times where people just can't be there with you at all. I know that because I live here in Poland. And I had a job to do when I came here. I had a job to complete when I came here. And none of my friends can come here. My family couldn't come here. I couldn't have a girlfriend or a wife to come here. This had to be completed on my own. And when you want to go to the next level, you're going to have to do it amongst a lot of talented people. And when it's time to work and it's time to crank it out, there is no time for a wife, at that particular time. It's just the same thing, let's say, with Marvin Hagler. When he was a boxer. I'm not saying you can't have a wife, but what he used to do, he was from Massachusetts, and he would go way, 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 way far, 4 or 5 months, and he would train, no sex for that time. Because he wanted to be the best. And this is why Elon Musk is such a high performer, because he wants to be the best. But you can't be the best if you're hanging around somebody that you don't think they give you that a lot of value. And that's what I really think. I think that he's the kind of man that feels like, you know what, this lady doesn't give me a lot of value. Now, it's a little bit different than, let's say, Bill Gates. Bill Gates' ex-wife was also from a very prestigious family. Okay. Now, his wife, the former wife, which was Melinda French, she actually went to Duke. Okay. Now that's, so her family came from a very, 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 very good family. So she, her father was an aerospace engineer. So it was probably more likely that they got along for so well. But he's dealing with a lady that's completely opposite of him. And that is a lot of times the downfall. When you deal with somebody that is not like you and you end up having a kid, you're like, wow, okay. Well, that was interesting. It worked for the short term, but we're really two different people. So you're not going to understand what I'm doing. Whereas, Melinda Gates, she got actually hired onto Microsoft and helped with certain levels of development. And she's a very intelligent woman. And I think that's maybe the kind of man or woman that, this guy needs Elon Musk if he's going to do that. But the reality is that he said, listen, I'm trying to innovate. I'm trying to design. People have really invested into me, invest into what I'm trying to do. This is what I got to do. And a lot of black men need to understand this also. Okay. When you're trying to do something great, you're going to be really kind of do it alone. Now, it's good to have a woman that can, give you some emotional points and stuff like that, some encouragement. But, if you're dealing with one of those people that they need a lot of attention and things like that, when you're trying to go to the next level, you're going to give them that attention and you're going to end up getting nothing. You never get anything in return from giving women a lot of attention. Like, honestly, there's no statistic that can show me that. And when greatness it's time to be great, people have to be put on pause, man. It's just the way it is. You got a big exam to come in. You guys went to college. You got a big exam to come or big exam to take or big presentation to take. People have to be, listen, I got things to achieve. I'll talk to you after I do it. Okay? Because what I'm doing is my livelihood. You ain't gonna give me this money. You're not gonna give me this. You're not gonna give me that. You need to be over there. And if we have more guys in the black men that felt like that, we would be a lot better as a community. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains the all-time high. I'm out.